suddenly being surprised, like what is happening here? Why is what I've expected, why is it not happening? That is the disconnect which is there in the Indian economy. Good news is that is starting to change. If we maintain a good lower fiscal deficit, our interest rate will also fall. This will fall, which will mean more revenues for other things to do in the government. Tax holiday provision for cloud services. They have said that 20 years tax holiday will be there for cloud service providers and for people setting up data centers in the country, particularly for data here. And then at the other end, we are getting to levels which are very interesting on the small cap side. So we believe in, so I'll come to this, which is our QGSV framework, which is quality, growth, sustainability and valuation. Basically what I've already spoken about, but these are some of the parameters which we look at. So I'm very happy to be here once again to speak with all of you. And I think today is, as I said, it's a good day to speak about it, because sometimes we draw conclusions about the world looking at what the market is saying, when maybe it should be the other way around. We form our opinion looking at the economy and then try to draw some conclusion about where the market is. So I think that is the reverse process which I would just try and point out. Because see, in the end, I think India, I think one thing which we are all here for is the India story. India is a growth story. I think everybody agrees with that? Yes. Then the question then asked is that why is the market doing nothing? Why is the market, if India is a growth story, if India is growing, then in the last 18 months, why is the market not growing? The simple answer to that is that markets do not depend on growth. Not growth only. This is surprising. It is depending on growth expectations. So if market expects something which does not happen, then that mismatch in the expectations is what leads to markets suddenly being surprised, like what is happening here? Why is what I've expected, why is it not happening? That is the main disconnect which is there in the Indian economy. Good news is that is starting to change. The mismatch in the expectations is now being aligned with what expectations are being kept. And so the earnings, economic momentum, all of that seems to be showing a better sign. And what's the good news is on the budget side itself. I'll just quickly touch upon the budget. We are still in that budget month, so I'll just touch upon that. First thing which this budget did was that every doctor has a particular oath they take. They take an oath called the Hippocrates Oath. And the first thing in that is that do no harm. First thing you should not do for the patient is cause it any harm. And that is what this government or this budget has been about. First, do no harm for the economy. And that means present a budget where you are able to see that fiscal discipline is being maintained, growth estimates are realistic, not a flashy budget, very, very ordinary run-of-the-mill kind of a budget, where things are happening more outside the budget than during the budget. So it should become less of expectation. See, in most other countries, budgets are not even discussed really. I mean, अगर जाके देखोगे कि बाकी देश में what is the newspaper saying, तो एक थोड़ा एक column बन जाता है, yes it was presented on this day, बस हो गया, that is all it is. But India में we have built up थोड़ा एक culture जैसा जहाँ पे दिसंबर, जनवरी आते ही we are all like breathlessly waiting कि क्या होने वाला है इस बजट में, क्या होने वाला है इस बजट में. But actually now decision making has moved beyond the budget. It has moved to the normal days. Like for example, one of the biggest things which happened last year, what do you think was biggest? GST rate cut, exactly. So GST rate cut was among the biggest things which happened last year. One of the biggest policy decisions. Not during the budget, outside the budget. चाहिए था, हो गया बस. I mean, it was not about waiting. नहीं, let us wait for the budget to happen. तब की तब हम, I mean, ये budget, ये interest rate, indirect tax cut करेंगे वहाँ तब. It was not like that. It was just that अभी करना है तो कर लेंगे. So budget has now become more of a reporting exercise. थोड़ा एक आध policy support भी है जहाँ भी ज़रूरत है. They have been able to provide that. But it is now more about maintaining what is कितना income है, कितना expenditure है, वो है उसके whatever is the difference is called the fiscal deficit. That is more looking at that kind of a thing. Only question is of debt. थोड़ा एक India has much lower debt. So if you look at just public debt as a percentage of GDP, now what is important is that actually this is developed countries, जहाँ पे AAA ratings, they're typically considered very good. यहाँ पे actually now India has got better than lower debt as a percentage of GDP than many of the other developed countries. Our interest payment though as a percentage of government revenue is still very high. So what that means is that if we maintain a good lower fiscal deficit, our interest rate will also fall. This will fall, which will mean more revenues for other things to do in the government. So in the budget, we saw good growth. Capex के बारे में अगर बात करेंगे तो फिर we are looking at again in line with what we were expecting. So nothing flashy, no very high budget. Things change inside the capex, which I will come to exactly. Just looking at so we are recovering from cyclical growth slowdown, and what has been hurting the markets more has been the nominal GDP. So the difference between real GDP growth, which is what this is, and the nominal GDP is inflation. So nominal minus inflation is equal to real GDP growth. India has been suffering from weak nominal GDP growth. Real GDP is increasing, nominal GDP is flat. For markets, nominal is more important. For sales growth, for top line growth, revenue growth, nominal GDP tends to be a closer proxy. Real GDP definitely matters for value creation and all that, but if you're seeing sales growth being very weak, very often that means nominal GDP is slightly weak. So what does the budget had done to kind of address some of this? Now, one negative news which came during that day, you would remember the market corrected very sharply on the budget day. You remember that? The main reason was this one particular statement which is there. STT, correct. STT was increased on derivatives, and then the market took that very, very badly. Now, we think that this is something which markets are continuously thinking about, which the government is continuously thinking about, कि FNO बहुत हो रहा है market India में. So they've been continuously saying that we need to control some of this, we need to reduce it. So this is along those lines as well. So not entirely unexpected, but something which hurt the market for that particular day. उसके बावजूद अगर देखेंगे तो stock price सब कुछ वापस ही आ गया from on those exchanges particularly, which are hit on those days. Now I just want to speak a bit about second. So all of these were financial space. This is all about infrastructure, capital goods. So as we said, capex में 11.5% kind of growth rate is what we are looking at. पर उसमें भी अगर देखेंगे defense is one of the places where 18% growth rate has happened. Now this is not happening only in India. So India में we are definitely spending a lot more. Defense का theme यहाँ पे चल रहा है. But if you look at the world, 2024 saw the biggest growth in global defense spending that we have seen for the last 25 years. So every country, everywhere is looking at increasing their defense budgets. India is also along that lines. So I think ये global theme है जिसकी वजह से if you look at European stocks जो है, it has done very well this year. They are increasing their budgets very aggressively, and that is helping the stock markets there. So that is one of the places where we have seen capex increase. Road and rail का जो budget है वो ठीक है, it is about 8 to 10% on an elevated base, so it is fine. The other things which have been, so if you, that is on the government side. अगर private के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं तो फिर I think I mean the common consensus is that private capex नहीं हो रहा है. I mean that is one thing, one concern which has been continuously spoken about. But if we look selectively, तो थोड़ी जगह पे actually आज के rate में भी there is a lot of investments happening. If I point out three places where even today investments are going in. One, data centers. So data centers is a global theme. So artificial intelligence थोड़ा से linked है. The amount of computing capacity in the world which is needed for artificial intelligence is huge. But apart from that, India की अलग कहानी है. India accounts for 20% of the data consumed in the world. So जो भी data across the world we are looking at, India is 20% of that. Anybody wants to guess how much of that data is stored in India? What percentage of that will be of the data which is created is stored in India? Of global data is stored in India. Any guesses? Shoot a number, it's okay. 1 to 2%. That is all. Only 1 to 2%. 20% of the data is created from India. Only 1 to 2% of that is stored in India. So actually the government has been saying that this is too low. This is just too low. We need to increase the amount of data localization. India का जो data है वो India में रहना चाहिए. So that is something which government has been pushing for many years. The data localization bill which was proposed I think 4 or 5 years back. Only now action is actually coming to fruition. Investments which have been lined up will take data center capacity from it's measured in gigawatt, okay? So the capacity is measured in gigawatt. So it's currently 1 gigawatt. This 1 gigawatt will go to 9 gigawatts in the next 3 to 4 years by 2030. That is the kind of investments which are happening in the country on data center. That is before this specific tax holiday was announced. So tax holiday provision for cloud services, they have said that 20 years tax holiday will be there for cloud service providers and for people setting up data centers in the country, particularly for data here. So the capacity can grow even more. So this is one area where there's a lot of growth which is happening, where investments are happening in a big way. Second one which is happening in a big way also is solar. So solar value chain. So if you look at solar and how to build solar, you start with something called polysilicon, then you make cells, wafers, cells and then modules. So modules is what जो rooftop पे दिखाई देता है. तो वो rooftop module का जो if you look at rooftop modules, India में actually बहुत ज़्यादा capacity बन चुका है. We have enough capacity. But अभी upstream थोड़ा we are building capacity in everywhere. So government has been encouraging थोड़ा investments करना चाहिए यहाँ पे, value chain में भी होनी चाहिए. So we have been increasing the amount of demand. We are trying to increase the amount of demand. So 30% increase in rooftop solar schemes. Third place where we are seeing continuous investments in the Indian markets is on electronic manufacturing. So when we look at electronic component manufacturing scheme, the allocation has been increased there. So one big success on the manufacturing side India के लिए पिछले 5 सालों में is on mobile phones. Mobile phone का production, electronic production जो है, it has been a big success story in India. It was almost zero some 5-6 years back. आज के रेट में $50 billion का export हो रहा है, mostly in mobile phones. But that is mostly assembly. तो components भी बनना चाहिए इंडिया में. तो उसके लिए they have given certain incentives. So that is the other good thing which has happened as a result of this. Apart from this, if you look at consumption, not much in consumption. So overall, I think if you look at the overall picture in the budget, very targeted towards certain services and manufacturing. Consumption तो वैसे भी indirect tax तो हो ही गए हैं, so we don't need to worry about that too much. Instead, we are looking more at how the economy will grow. So it's less about 1 year planning and more about planning for 5 to 10 years. That is what the thrust of this budget has been. Which is good because what we are also worried about is near-term earnings growth has been declining in the Indian markets, and this has been weighing on the Indian market. So if you look at FY25 का जो growth rate यहाँ पे अगर 5% के करीब है, तो this was, if you go back to September 2024, जो वो middle of FY 2025, that point of time सब लोग expect कर रहे थे कि we will have about 12 to 14% of growth. क्या हुआ end में? 5% का growth rate. FY 26 जो we are almost finishing right now, साल की शुरुआत में expecting 15-16%. अभी कहाँ close हो रहा है? About 8%. This gap is what has been hurting the market. Every year we are starting saying that इस साल double digit growth rate आएगा. End of the year क्या हो रहा है? Single digit growth rate. In this, Indian market is priced for growth. अगर हम कहते हैं कि इंडिया का जो PE है 20 times के करीब है Nifty 50 के लिए, उसका मतलब है कि we want to see double digit growth. That is what the market is saying. We expect that India will get double digit growth. जब ये होता नहीं है, market cannot move. That is what has been the question. So what is being done and why we saying that the growth engine is starting to revive? अभी एक revival हो रहा है growth engine में. Lots of fiscal and monetary stimulus. Fiscal का मतलब basically the union government, whatever they are spending, and monetary is basically what the Reserve Bank is doing. On the fiscal side, we have seen direct tax, income tax cuts last year and indirect tax cuts. On the RBI side, we have seen what I call the most aggressive RBI in many years. तो interest rate cuts definitely हुआ है 6.5% to 5.25 जिसका असर थोड़ा lag के साथ होता है. तो it started last year and happened through the entire year. तो उसका असर इस साल में पड़ेगा. You'll see it playing out in the entire economy in this year. Apart from that, liquidity easing. बहुत ज़्यादा liquidity market में भी है. And most importantly, more important than all this, RBI अभी कह रही है कि to tell me what you want to have credit growth. क्या बाधा है? Why are you not lending? Banks, NBFCs, आप बताओ, why are you not lending? So credit growth had fallen to about 8 to 9% in May to June time. As a result of this push, as a result of interest rate cuts, आज के रेट में वो 14-15% पहुंच गया है. So in 2024, RBI had told the banks that personal loan lending बंद करो. बहुत ज़्यादा हो रहा है या कम करो. बहुत ज़्यादा हो रहा है यहाँ पे. This can lead to NPAs. NPAs did not happen. 2025, RBI came and said, I'm removing all those restrictions. जो भी करना है कर लो. Get that growth going. Growth is more important at this stage. So very supportive RBI at this stage. What is very heartening to see is that अगर 15% का growth rate आ रहा है, 14 to 15% का growth rate loan growth में आ रहा है अभी system में, तो both industrial credit, which is also, and the personal loan credit is growing. In 2024, you are seeing only personal growth growing, personal loans growing at 20-25%. आज के rate में दोनों industrial and personal loans are growing at about 14 to 15%. This maintaining, and we are expecting at least थोड़ा visibility है कि अगले 6 से 9 महीने के लिए at least this momentum should continue, which is very strong for the economy then. So that is the growth engine जो अभी revival हो रहा है. So repo rates have been cut and indirect tax का असर we are seeing directly on the auto sales जहाँ पे एक sharp pickup हुआ है till October and ये momentum has been sustained, and not just two-wheelers, passenger vehicles and tractors, but if you look at commercial vehicles की sales में भी बहुत sharp pickup है. Commercial vehicles का काफ़ी तालमेल होता है economic growth acceleration के साथ. When economic growth accelerates, then commercial vehicle sales pick up very sharply. So commercial vehicle sales picking up means that they are seeing something. Truckers देख रहे हैं कि नहीं अभी capacity डालना चाहिए. We need to buy more trucks. So that is a very good sign again for the economy starting to show signs of growth. Same time, government is also working on many small things to improve ease of doing business. And rural also is holding up very strong. अगर मनरेगा की बात कर रहे हैं तो फिर lowest amount of मनरेगा scheme claims for the last 7 years. So rural health is among the strongest that it has been for many years. अगले साल एक और stimulus आ सकता है, which is the 8th Central Pay Commission salary revision. Every time this happens, थोड़ा एक consumer discretionary को एक धक्का मिल जाता है, and we are waiting for that to happen, to be announced this year. So stocks will react based on whatever the announcement is. So this is something, one trigger which you should watch out for again in this particular year. And अगर देखेंगे for, if you look at the growth rate pickup, so these are some parameters which we have. तो यहाँ पे अगर electricity consumption की बात हो रही है, तो you see a sharp pickup. Cement production की बात हो रही है, तो we can see a sharp pickup. Traffic at Indian ports, credit growth. You can see the pickup from the bottom of middle of last year. So these are all economic parameters, hard economic parameters. जहाँ पे हम GDP के बारे में बात नहीं कर रहे हैं, but this is actual physical activity in the economy. And when you're looking at growth in terms of personal loan, personal lending, one thing where people will spend also is consumer durables. जहाँ पे the amount of durables which are now being sold on credit is now almost half. So it is picked up very in a big way. This is one thing which we track very closely, which is the amount of the estimates. So a slightly complicated chart-ish. So, but this line shows how the estimates are moving, right? So this means that in 2024, how has the estimates been moving? So 2025 का अगर बात करेंगे FY25, तो you can see the sharp slow cut which is happening, and 2026 also we can see a major cut which is happening in the earnings. 2027 also and 2028 we're seeing a massive cut, but actually in the more recent months we have seen more stability starting to come in these numbers, and that is a very, very good sign for the overall. So if you look at how the numbers played out for the earnings, what I'll point to is the graph on the right hand side. So you look at the 2023 to 2024, which is a very good time for the markets, right? So upgrade to downgrade trend for the key companies was almost 1:1. Uske baad, when the market was not performing, you can see how the upgrade to downgrade ratio became much worse. So many more downgrades than upgrades. You can see in the most recent quarter, again, this has come back together, right? So earnings are starting to meet expectations much better, more upgrades are happening, which means that companies are doing better than what we are expecting. And that is normally a sign that thoda ek bottoming out ho raha hai market mein at least. So these are good signs which we are seeing. So economy is also picking up, earnings which are being demonstrated are also pretty good, and upgrade downgrades are also picking up. If you look at the actual sectors which are working in this and look a bit more at what is working, what is not, private sector, I think private banks, so generally banks, financials are continuing to do well. We are also positive on financials. हमें लगता है कि इस साल में अगर credit growth 14-15% पहुंच गया तो फिर उतना तो ग्रोथ आने वाला है अर्निंग्स में, पर उसके अलावा अगर देखेंगे पिछले साल जब इंटरेस्ट रेट्स कट किए गए थे तो फिर यू सॉ दैट मार्जिन्स गॉट कंप्रेस्ड. तो इस साल यू विल सी दैट मार्जिन्स गेटिंग नॉर्मलाइज्ड, एंड एज अ रिजल्ट ऑफ दैट यू सी मोर ग्रोथ फॉर द बैंक्स. सो बैंक्स, financial companies, NBFCs are leading the earnings growth for next year. In terms of some of the places which have not done so well, is mainly on the IT and some of the realty. Both are slightly linked. We think the realty में at least numbers के हिसाब से अगर देखेंगे तो फिर that is continuing to do pretty well, and we think there's an opportunity here. Realty stocks are becoming very cheap. IT में we should speak a bit about artificial intelligence. That's a very hot topic, and that is the main reason why IT companies have not been doing well in the recent time. This is Feb 5th, but उसके बाद तो the stocks have gotten hit even more for sure. Now, artificial intelligence, if you look at the software space, if you look at the way it is, the price has moved and the stock news has moved. Most of the news has come from US, जहाँ पे software product companies, वहाँ पे there's a lot of companies which make software products. AI की वजह से you'll see that a lot of these software products are becoming much cheaper to make. Okay? You can ask. So there is this Claude Code, which is one of the models which is there, which is made by a company called Anthropic. So Anthropic has made a new model called Claude Code. उसमें if you can just talk to it और उससे बात करोगे, you can make software products. ठीक है? तो अगर एक गेम बनाना है तो you can tell Claude Code, I want to make a game like this. Yeah, you can say I want to make a game like this. Yeah, if you want to make a product, तो आप कह सकते हैं कि I want to make a product like this. थोड़ा specification बता दो, it will type out one full code, and you don't know whether because I don't know coding, तो मुझे पता नहीं लगेगा कि whether there are any bugs in it, whether there are any flaws in it, but people who know it will be able to work with that and make it. So that is the worry which is there. IT services don't make only products. That is a slight difference which is there. IT services की बात अगर करेंगे तो फिर IT services are a bridge between companies and technologies. इसका मतलब क्या है? If there is a biscuit manufacturer, they want to focus, their management wants to focus on building the next great biscuit for the clients, right? They are focused on that, on उसका biscuit का manufacturing कैसे करना है, इसको इसका logistics कैसे करना है, इसका raw material sourcing कैसे करना है. They don't want to think too much about उनके AI systems या IT systems कैसी होनी चाहिए. वो IT systems का काम is with say Infosys, TCS, HCL. उनके साथ पार्टनर करके दे विल बी एबल टू गेट देयर IT नीड्स फुलफिल्ड। नाउ अगर जब AI आ रही है, इट इज नॉट दैट अचानक ये बिस्किट कंपनी को AI में दिलचस्प होने वाली है। इट्स नॉट समथिंग विच इज कोर फॉर देयर बिजनेस, सो इट इज गोइंग टू बी समथिंग विच they will have to again partner with the IT companies. So, since the IT companies are going to do more, the biscuit manufacturer may tell them that, देखिए, you are getting benefit from AI, तो थोड़ा cost savings pass on कीजिए. That may happen, which may mean that IT companies will have some kind of an impact. There could be some companies, but there could be some kind of an impact. But IT companies will also be able to do more. New software can be written by them. New products can be offered by the IT companies. So they'll go back and tell them that, okay, we can offer you ABCD things also. So that is a kind of negotiation which is happening right now between companies. And we speak to IT companies, वो अभी कहते हैं कि आज के रेट में भी they are working with almost all their clients on AI projects. So in fact, अगर US की बात हो रही है तो 90% of Fortune 200 companies are working with some vendors on AI projects. That is the amount of work which is already happening on AI. But at the same time, on IT, the reason why stocks are falling is that there is a news. जब भी आता है, there'll be some, and we are in an investment cycle जहाँ पे you are seeing continuous news. Every day you come and somebody is saying that नहीं, ये एक नया मॉडल आ गया है, its capabilities are so much, so more impact on software. So this is a cycle which happens, and this is why there's a lot of pessimism now around IT companies. But the way we think about it, the IT companies are still going to play that bridge. That role is not going away. There is a role. Markets are trying to figure out right now, kitna, what is the value of that entire role. And what we think is that in these, sometimes you can have good opportunities also come here. Today, some of these stocks are now down to, we're looking at the dividend yields, some of them are at 5%, 6% dividend yield. And, sorry?
Today maybe, I think,
it is slightly, 3, exactly. So we are up to those levels of dividend yield, which means that there's a lot of pessimism in these stocks. So, again, predicting when this will turn around, if you, we have seen some of this play out. Sometimes this pessimism can get overdone, which if you remember in PSUs, sometime back, in 2018, 2019, there was this whole thing that PSUs में invest कभी नहीं करना चाहिए. It is uninvestable. उसकी वजह से those stocks are trading at 7, 6, 7, 8, 9% dividend yields. But then अचानक से कोविड के बाद everybody is like नहीं, actually companies में क्या खराबी है? They are still earning profits. They are still there. They are very profitable now. So then they become multi-baggers, right? So predicting turnarounds for these kind of things is very difficult. Some of these companies may actually not do well, some of them may not be there in the future, but the largest and the safest, I feel that there could be an opportunity which could also emerge as a result of this particular disruption which is happening. Timing is always hard, very difficult, but I would say that don't get too bogged down by thinking that these companies are done. There is a fundamental role they're playing, and that will continue to be there. That is the thought I want to leave you with on AI and IT. In terms of valuations, I think now the Nifty, this is on Feb 5th again, so markets are moving quite a lot. यहाँ से तो it has become even cheaper. And so large caps are continuing to look closer to their long-term averages now. They're getting to that pretty good in that level. Mid caps have continued to be slightly expensive, but they are the place where we are seeing the best. We've seen the best earnings growth in the mid cap space. 15% growth rate. Even when I was talking about कि market में growth disappointments आ रहे हैं, actually mid cap में we are seeing continuing to see some earnings upgrades. So that is the reason why the mid cap space has held up better. Small caps on the other hand, आज के rate में अभी it is starting to look interesting. Our thesis is that काफी correction हो चुका है. अगर कुछ stocks देखेंगे 50-60% गिर चुके हैं, तो we are thinking that अभी maybe it is starting to look interesting to add to some of the small caps. So as the correction is playing out, and if you look at the most recent earnings, many of them showed very good growth. As a basket for the first time in 6 quarters, I think small caps delivered double-digit growth again. So यहाँ पे भी तेजी होती है, and जब economic momentum आ जाता है, जब actually growth rate pick up हो जाता है, तो actually it is the small caps which do better than the large caps and mid caps also. So we are getting to the point where things are starting to line up again फिर से small cap में, and sometime in this year, again picking the last and final month when this is going to turn out is a bit hard, but it has been so much pessimism. I'm sure a lot of clients will be asking you and telling you that there is a lot of pain here, यहाँ से हटा दो. But I think this is the time when you have to see through this phase. And then at the other end, we are getting to levels which are very interesting on the small cap side. There are on some of the reality why we think it is looking particularly interesting. Growth is continuing to sustain for the realty space. Home loan is becoming cheaper than ever before. So these are some of the points which we are looking at. I will pause here and maybe speak about some of the products as well. These are a lot of other slides, global. I'll come back to some of these if required. So I'll just speak a bit about gold and silver. I'm sure सबको ये सवाल तो आता ही होगा कि अभी गोल्ड एंड सिल्वर का क्या करेंगे, क्या करना चाहिए. सो सर क्लाइंट हमेशा सिल्वर में ही डाल दो पैसा अभी. तो this is something which we kind of look to track. Gold and silver, the way to look at it is that these are थोड़ा एक करेंसीज जैसे हैं. तो अगर इंडेक्स जो है रुपी में गिना जाता है, निफ्टी जो है इट इज बेस्ड ऑन इंडियन रुपी. हम निफ्टी को गोल्ड के तरह में भी देख सकते हैं, राइट. वी कैन लुक एट इन गोल्ड करेंसी. सो दिस इज वन वे टू लुक एट. बॉटम लेफ्ट इज निफ्टी इन गोल्ड टर्म्स. एंड हिस्टोरिकली अगर पिछले 20 साल से अगर देखेंगे तो नॉर्मली एक रेंज में रहता है. इट as we stand today, it is starting to reach those levels जहाँ पे normally equities look better than gold. Okay, so we're getting to those levels of those levels. But as we're saying that earnings are coming back, earnings are expected to grow 15% next couple of years for the Indian markets. So we think that Indian equities can do well. At the same time, gold can also hold up in this particular. So we are still positive on gold. Silver की बात रही, I think it is a very there's a lot of speculation which is happening. हमने volatility तो देखा ही है, काफ़ी लोग जल चुके हैं. I think इसमें they have bought at 3 लाख से ऊपर शायद खरीदा है, and they have been a bit burnt by it. But we are a bit more comfortable with where the gold price is. देखिए सिल्वर में लोग कहते हैं कि नहीं ये इंडस्ट्रियल यूजेस हैं तो उसकी वजह से it is more appealing than gold. पर मेरे हिसाब से actually that is a weakness for silver. And so I will put it this way. अगर स्टील का तो अगर क्रूड ऑयल का डिमांड बढ़ जाता है, या सॉरी क्रूड ऑयल का दाम बढ़ जाता है, राइट, या स्टील का दाम बढ़ जाता है, तो हर इंडस्ट्रियल कमोडिटी जहाँ पे इंडस्ट्रियल यूजेस होते हैं उसका एक सिंपल सप्लाई डिमांड होता है और प्राइस डिमांड होता है, राइट. तो अगर प्राइस बढ़ जाता है तो डिमांड घट जाता है. दैट इज अ सिंपल रूल विच इज देयर. That is what will happen with silver also. अगर प्राइस इतना ज्यादा बढ़ गया है तो लोग कहेंगे कि सिल्वर इसको we don't want it as an industrial metal. कुछ we'll get some alternatives. जहाँ पे सिल्वर का इस्तेमाल हो रहा है ठीक है छोड़ दो, हम एल्यूमिनियम का इस्तेमाल कर लेते हैं या कॉपर का इस्तेमाल कर लेते हैं. Demand will fall. So that is a self-correcting mechanism which is there for normally industrial metals. So I think, but gold on the other hand doesn't have उतना ज़्यादा वो इंडस्ट्रियल यूज नहीं होता है. सेंट्रल बैंक का डिमांड इज ड्राइविंग इट. एंड सो वन मिनट जस्ट शो दैट. सो गोल्ड इज बीइंग ड्रिवन बेसिकली बाय सेंट्रल बैंक डिमांड. सो ये जो है एक थोड़ा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड चार्ट है, बट यहाँ पे इट इज वाई एक्सिस पे अगर गोल्ड का प्राइस चेंज है, एंड यहाँ पे हॉरिजॉन्टल एक्सिस में वी आर लुकिंग एट सेंट्रल बैंक का गोल्ड डिमांड जितना है. बेसिकली अगर सेंट्रल बैंक का गोल्ड डिमांड बढ़ जाता है then we start seeing an increase in the price. उतना ही है, साफ है. And central banks are continuing to buy. They are continuing to buy gold because they अभी तो de-dollarization का थोड़ा ट्रेंड चल रहा है. So as a result, central banks are continuing to buy. As a result, we think that gold continues to be one of the places where we can comfortably continue to allocate. Silver is a bit more speculative, we think. Less comfort in that. हमारे मल्टी एसेट एलोकेशन की अगर बात करेंगे तो हमने कैसा एक्ट किया है. वी स्टार्टेड ऑफ इन 2025 अगस्त में व्हेन वी स्टार्टेड आवर फंड बराबर का रखा था 7% गोल्ड 7% सिल्वर. बट नाउ एज वी स्टैंड सिल्वर इज ओनली 3% gold is about 13 to 14%. तो हमने काफ़ी काटा है. Despite the increase, silver has moved up much more. उसके बावजूद we are much lower on silver now compared to gold. So we are very clear that gold is a better place to be rather than silver. So just a bit about Franklin Templeton and a few products which we are speaking about. So one thing about Franklin Templeton, it is among the largest asset managers in the world. $1.7 trillion of assets under management, which is more than 2 times larger than the entire Indian mutual fund industry. That is our global size. We are present in 36 countries and we've been there for 77 years across the world, about 10,000 employees globally. And in India, actually 29 years को हटा के अभी 30 years डालना चाहिए. Last week we completed 19th of Feb, we completed 30 years in this country. So a big milestone for us, which is being completed, and we are celebrating that milestone. And in this time, we have about 20% of the workforce based in India. So India is a very important part of Franklin Templeton globally. Historically, some may not know this, but Franklin Templeton has been a pioneer. India में अगर सब लोग SIP जानते हैं, first thing which was introduced by Franklin Templeton, we are the ones who actually created the concept, and now it is of course there in the entire industry. आजकल daily NAVs publish हो जाते हैं, right? पर अगर 30 साल पहले, maybe 25 years, 25 साल पहले देखेंगे, तो actually weekly NAVs होते थे, monthly NAVs होते थे. तो we were the first to introduce कि daily NAVs होनी चाहिए. Monthly portfolios, पहले portfolios were not disclosed. So we are the ones who came out and said that monthly portfolios honi chahiye. So some of these are now industry practices, but these are some of the pioneer things which Franklin Templeton introduced into the Indian market. And many products, maybe I think we were the first to introduce many of these products for the first time in the market as well. 3 funds have completed 30 years, large cap, mid cap and flexi cap. Lot of funds, 25 years. So a lot of rich vintage products. We've been around for long and we've created a lot of wealth in terms of the power of compounding. Just the sheer power of compounding, I think if you look at this on this slide, is just mind-boggling. So large cap 256 times in 32 years, 281 times for mid cap. So flexi is done 160, 170 times. So this is the power of real compounding which has happened. जब हम 18-19% की बात करते हैं, 17-18-19% की बात करते हैं, in 1 or 2 years it doesn't sound like much, but over 30 years this is the kind of power which you can see. Our philosophy is entirely bottom-up stock picking. So we believe that you should buy good companies. We should buy profitable or companies which can make profits in the long term at reasonable prices. GARP is what our basically अगर 30 साल से we are doing this has got to be institutionalized. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि it's only 1 or 2 people in the company who know how this is done. सब लोगों को एक philosophy होनी चाहिए. जैसे anybody who comes into the company and the fund team is thinking the same way or thinking at least along the same basic core principles. एक core principles होनी चाहिए कि we will not compromise on these things. That every company has a fair value. I mean, we will not buy a stock at any price. There is एक हद तक खरीद सकते हैं, उसके बाद महंगा भी हो जाता है. So we will not buy beyond a certain level. So that discipline is there. We will look for growth because that is an important part of the India growth story. But we will not overpay for it. So those are basic philosophy, core principles which we have in our fund team. So we believe in, so I'll come to this, which is our QGSV framework, which is quality, growth, sustainability and valuation. Basically what I've already spoken about, but these are some of the parameters which we look at. Just a few of our strategies, if I may speak about, we've got 3 or 4 strategies actually, which we are trying to speak about here. So India Opportunities is our thematic fund, and this is a bit unique in terms of our thematic fund. It's a multiple theme fund with the dynamic weights. What does that mean? So if you look at our current fund, we break it up based on themes. So how much of our fund, so many funds will be broken up as large cap, mid cap, small cap, itna hai. Yeah, they will speak about other ways to break it up like this. We are speaking about how much of our fund is in a particular theme, and we want to be in these particular themes because we think these are the best themes to invest in the country right now. So and we are not looking at very tactical. This will be like a next 3 to 5 years ke liye, these are the themes which we are convinced about. About a year or two back, we were less convinced about, we started off about maybe 4 years back with sustainable living, which was renewable energy, energy transition. But in 2024, those stocks became very expensive. तो मुझे लगा कि अभी एक पोर्टफोलियो नहीं बन सकता है यहाँ पे. Our core principles, we believe that a price has to be paid. Too much price, exit from those stocks. Then we added rising affluence. So these are the three themes. We're breaking up our fund according to these three themes and looking for ideas in these three themes which are there. So this is a unique kind of a fund, and the success in a sense speaks for itself because it was 3 years back about a 600 crore fund. Today it is about 8 to 9,000 crore in terms of size. So it has grown very rapidly and very well, and I think this is one of it speaks about itself. It's a diversified fund, multi-cap kind of a fund. So it goes across all the large, mid, and small cap also. So, so this is the and second one product which you're talking about is the multi-cap fund. So here, this is a bit slightly newer, about 1.5 years. We have had a very good success with this fund as well. It's about close to 5,000 crores in terms of size. Performance has been relatively very good. Absolute अगर देखेंगे तो फिर it is not, we will not think that it's done too much. But mid and small cap have to be 50% at least इस product में किसी time पे. So that has kind of pulled down the performance of the fund in absolute terms. Relative terms, it is first quartile performance consistently since its inception. We are looking at frameworks in this we are looking at, of course, our normal core principles are there but we are also looking at when to move from large to mid to small also. आज के rate में 40, 30, 30 है. Small caps are starting to look interesting. So we may start increasing small cap at some point. And third is our Franklin India Small Cap Fund, which is among the oldest small cap funds in the market. Again, you almost were among the first to introduce this concept in India. Among the first, yes. So this fund again we tend to look for 3 to 5 year kind of opportunity इसमें. So जब हम tactically नहीं खेलते stocks इसमें. What we are looking for is the next multi-bagger. I mean, so when you are getting into it, it should be a stock जहाँ पे थोड़ा से maybe शायद थोड़ा issue की वजह से the stock has become cheap. But small caps में ये खासियत होती है कि if you buy a stock, to get a multi-bagger recipe is A, re-rating होनी चाहिए, growth भी होनी चाहिए, right? And timing भी अच्छा होना चाहिए. So that is the recipe for a multi-bagger. So we look for stocks which are slightly derated, which are जहाँ पे it has become cheaper. Second, we will look for जहाँ पे growth pickup होने वाला है. So we buy those kind of out, and you will get these two combinations. Like I already said, you can choose the price, or you can choose the news flow, right? So जहाँ पे थोड़ा out of consensus है, जहाँ पे थोड़ा तकलीफें हैं stock में, we'll look to buy those, and then when the performance comes for these, they come together in a strong way. That is our short kind of way to think about how we buy stocks here. And finally, I think we would also like to speak a bit about the hybrid funds, which is always a great product. It's an evergreen kind of a product for certain customers. और multi-asset के बारे में हमने बात तो किया ही है. We go with equity, debt, and commodities. Commodities में हम copper भी डाल सकते हैं in our fund. So that is something which is different. BAF may also, we are currently about 55-56% in terms of our net equity allocation, which is on the higher side of what we have had in the last 3 years. So we are getting more positive on the equity side from our signaling here. In our multi-asset, it's a bit more aggressive in that sense, 65 to 70% in terms of net equity already. So both models are saying that we are more constructive also. And that is a message really which we are conveying in this entire presentation also, that focus on what's happening outside the day-to-day stock markets, and then suddenly the world may look a bit different. So I'll pause here and happy to take questions. Thank you for your time.